Hi everybody, Aaron from Fleetistics, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Go Anywhere battery-powered asset tracker that has just come out by Geotab. And quite honestly, it's been a very long time coming to actually get something that's fully integrated and provided by Geotab to fill this niche inside of the GPS tracking space. There have been a lot of other battery trackers out there, and there are, but none of them have been deeply integrated with the Geotab platform and provided specifically by Geotab. Because of that, they actually have a couple really cool features that we want to take a look at. But first, let's unbox the Go Anywhere asset tracker and see what's in the box, talk a little bit about the device itself, and then we'll look at the interface and I'll show you some of the controls that you have online, which are really kind of sweet and unique to a battery asset tracker. So I will say, first of all, that it can go up to 10 years on the charge that it has. And after the battery is depleted, you simply throw it out and get another one. If I were you, I would plan on probably replacing these about once every 3 years and just make it the cost of doing business. That way, you know, somewhere in that 3 to 5 year mark that your batteries are always in good shape. The last thing you want to do is spend time chasing batteries. And for the customers that we have that have units that have batteries that can be replaced with like lithium ion AA's or something like that, invariably, it's too much of a hassle. Nobody wants to go try to get to a trailer in Wisconsin because it sees, the system's telling you that the batteries are running low. And, with something like this, if you just replace it the next time it comes into the depot, well in advance of the battery life, expiring, then you don't have to worry about that. So let's take a look inside the box and see what we've got. So the first thing you'll notice is the box is pretty small, right? Here's my hand. You can see it's smaller than my hand. On the outside, there is a serial number, which is nice. You know that. You'll need to reference that when you go to look at the account. You want to make sure that you keep track of this information. And in the box itself, there is also a couple little sticky serial numbers, like you see here. And these can be taken off of here and put onto a worksheet or scanned and put into a mobile app. So you can document the asset that the tracker is going on. So if it's going on trailer 22, this particular serial number is going on trailer 22. Then you go into the application and you name it appropriately so you know what you're looking at. All right, so the device itself, again, you can see how big it is, right? I don't have exceptionally big hands or small hands, pretty average. Probably 1.5 inches thick by 4 inches. It has 3 mounting screw holes. And in the box itself, inside of here, there are some sheet metal screws, and we'll take a look at that in a minute. But you can also attach magnets to these 3 mounting points. And if we look at it on top, you'll see it says remove to activate. So turning the unit on and off is as simple as pulling this thing off here, right? And once you pull it off, this light here will turn on at some point. The first time I looked at this, the green light came on, which indicated that it was handshaking with the network for the first time. And that's really going to set the time that the device is going to update. So if you want it to update at midnight, you got to activate it at midnight, right? There's no way to go in and program, I want this to report at 6 o'clock every morning. So think about that when you're doing this. You may want the reports to be first thing in the morning. So when your staff comes in, they know exactly where the last reported location of the asset was as of 6 o'clock that morning, let's say. If you want to turn this off and transport it or put it on the shelf for some reason, you can put this back on there, and that's basically the off switch. It does not change your billing, right? So keep that in mind. What you would be doing is preserving your battery on the unit itself. The billing is very affordable. We're not going to get into splitting hairs with bills. It is a simple flat rate that you'll get. And the device itself is also very cost effective. I was really surprised at the price point. So contact us and we'll be more happy to give you pricing on the asset tracker. So let's look at the back. What do we have? All right, we've got a piece that could come off, but don't remove it because you'll void the warranty. This is a disposable device. As I mentioned, there'll be a rubber gasket under there, and if this is deemed to have been removed and there's any water damage or anything else, this is not going to be covered by warranty, so keep that in mind. Other than that, weight-wise, fairly typical construction-wise. The plastic housing is not as durable as, let's say, the Smart One Solar, which is built to mil spec, designed really to survive in the field for 10 years in military applications. So it is a heavier, more rugged device than this one. But this is going to work great on trailers. Personally, I'm going to put it on a zero-turn mower, and I'll use the magnets to stick it under the seat or someplace and try to keep it out of sight. But you'll have really good luck mounting this on trailers, on the frame rails, or even screwing it to the bottom of the deck, which is where I have a couple other devices that I own on other trailers. And you'll get good performance out of that. Because this is communicating on the cellular network, you don't have the same need for line of sight to the sky that you would if you were using a satellite tracker, right? The GPS signal that we're getting to this device and every other GPS tracker out there is the exact same set of satellites, so that doesn't change. The quality of the GPS receiver can change between devices, but for the most part, all the GPS receivers are able to get signals in places today that we wouldn't have tried 20-something years ago when we first got in this business. So we've been around since the beginning of this, and we've really seen the evolution of the technology, which is why we can really help you if you are interested in something like this. But when you go to transmit the data from the device out to the communication network, being on a cellular signal, yeah, it does reduce the footprint a little bit. Most places that we operate, we being you and us operate, we're in cell service. If you are operating in a very remote area that has no cell service, contact us. We've got satellite devices as well. We can handle that. But for the most part, with a cellular device, you don't have to have line of sight to the tower. Just like on your phone, talking in your house, in your car, whatever, you don't see the towers per se, and you've got obstacles between you and the towers. With satellite communication, you have to have unobstructed view of the sky. Otherwise, your signals just aren't going to go through. So it's nice to have a cellular-based asset tracker, so you have more flexibility in where you can mount it. All right, so that's the unit itself. Let's put that down, move this out of the way, and let's take a look at what comes in the little bag. And inside of this, we've got a couple different mounting options. So let's see what we got here. So we've got some sheet metal screws, some self-tapping sheet metal screws. They're about 1 inch. Everybody knows what those are. You can use those to screw into wood or screw right into the trailer itself. And again, when this is done, you throw it out and get another one. There's no replacing the batteries. The other option, which is included in here, are some of these super magnets, right? And these, you can see, they're pretty tough. They're not as tough as some are, but when you put 3 of these together and you slap this on the backside of a trailer frame or something, that's not going anywhere. The other thing that's nice is that they included some rubber feet to slip over the magnets. So if you're going to put this on something that you don't want to get scratched, then the rubber feet protect it from that. The other thing is if you were to put it on certain types of metal, that rubber will prevent the problems created by some metals that don't get along, let's say, and actually end up in corrosion faster than you would expect. But these little feet have 3 little screws. Obviously, the screws go through here and into the magnet like this, and then you can just move this around, which is another good point. When you use the magnets, you can move it from trailer to trailer. So if you wanted to spot check crews, you could move it. If you only had certain trailers that were being used seasonally, then you could use it that way. If you had an excavator that didn't go out on every job, but you were going to have to leave it at a job for a week, then you could slap this on with the magnets and know, where that asset was. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the web interface, and I'll show you the really cool things there that are available to you. So when we look inside of the Geotab interface, if you go up the top here and you click on Assets, this will bring up a list of the assets that are in your account. We're going to scroll down to this one, which is this unit right here. And when this comes up, you can enter all your basic information. Be sure to add it to a group. A lot of times when people don't see their asset in the system, it's because they haven't added it to a group, and then they don't have that group assigned to them, so they can't see anything, right? I would not count on this for runtime. It is not it doesn't have a way of picking up vibration, and it's not wired. So engine hours are not going to be part of what this particular device does. This is kind of a generic interface for all Geotab assets. And then you see down here, here's the actual serial number that you should be associating with the device to make sure that you're labeling the asset correctly. So if you go under settings and you go here to go anywhere settings, this is where it gets really kind of interesting and unique. Because the device is from Geotab, they have done a deep integration. And because of that, we can do things here that we can't do with other battery asset trackers. So one of the things is you, as the customer, have the power to go in here and change the frequency of the daily updates. You can select 1, 2, or 3 updates per day, right? So every 8 hours or every 12 hours, depending on what you select. Now, do the math. If you update 3 times a day, you're going to shorten the battery life by 3 times. So if once a day is 10 years, 3 times a day is roughly going to be about 3 1/3 years, right? And don't expect it to be that exact because it's not temperature, motion, how if you turn on the asset recovery stuff, that's all going to affect the battery life. So in the way I look at it, you should just be on a schedule of replacing all of these in every 3 to 5 years, right? That way you're never chasing batteries. And every customer that we have that thinks, oh, I'm going to buy a device where I can change the AA batteries in there, they always cancel because they quickly find out it is far more expensive to have to run down devices through labor dollars to go find an asset because they didn't get to it before the battery died. Now they don't know where it is, and now they're trying to spend $500 in a day in wages and driving and things like that to go change $8 batteries. So just get in the mindset that either you're going to get a battery asset tracker and you're going to have a turnover schedule, or you can talk to us about some solar tracking. We've got a wide variety of solar trackers that can work as well, but they don't have all of these particular features. It is very unique to be able to go into an interface and change the frequency of the logging on a battery asset tracker. Normally, we program them before we ship them. And the only way to get them programmed again is either send them back to us or contact us, and then we have to send a command over the air. This is letting you do it yourself right from the Geotab interface, which is really fantastic. The other thing, which is super unique, is the fact that you can put this in asset recovery mode, which means that the device is going to be transmitting every 5 minutes. And whether it's in motion or not, you turn it on and you're just starting to transmit. Now, obviously, you can run this whole battery down 100% over the course of a very short period of time. But the idea is that when you are in asset recovery mode, the cost of the unit's irrelevant, right? You're after the asset. Might be a $200,000 bulldozer. It might be a bulldozer on a $80,000 trailer. Whatever those things are, you're now trying to get the asset back. And the other thing is you probably go talk to your insurance company to see if you can get some kind of a discount. Even if it's just $5-10 a month off of your premiums, you're covering the cost of the tracker. So why not at least ask that question? All you have to have is one piece stolen every 5 years, every 25 years, and you'll be spending more. Getting another piece of equipment than you would for the tracking solution for that entire period of time. So that is the Go Anywhere Asset Tracker. If you have a need or an interest in this particular tracker, or any tracker for that matter, because we do a lot of different GPS devices, contact Fleetistics. Like I said, we've been doing this for actually over 23 years. We work with companies and government agencies all across the country, and we can help you with this. But we can also help you develop a plan to look at your entire fleet and really kind of pick and choose what devices and levels of service are going to be right for you today. But we also want to look at 3 and 5 years ahead too, and make sure that what you start in today is going to work for you. It can be expanded and that it grows with you over time. And the Geotab platform is actually a great one for that. It's super, super flexible, and there's over 200 integrations from third parties. So give us a call at Fleetistics, and we will get you set up and make sure that you're ready to move your fleet into the future. Thank you, and have a great day.